So, how was your life before you came here? You felt like dozing off when Max spoke up. Perhaps he was just as bored. As far as I know, I was a human before I came here. A human? What's that? It's like, how do I put it? Well, it's like you, but without the snout, fur, tail, and paws. Whoa, what? Matt, Max looked at you in disbelief. I can't even imagine what your old self looked like. You must have looked so weird. Must have looked like Gollum from Lord of the Rings, that's what you were. Sorry, no offense, but compared to what you just described, you looked way better this way. He chuckled, keeping his eyes on the road again. Well, thanks, I guess? You muttered to yourself, feeling flustered again. I was pretty average human back in my world. They said I had no parents, so I grew up in an orphanage. The caretakers said they found me on a porch one night, without any trace or whereabouts of the person that left me there. Whoa, life must have been rough, huh? Well, for the most part it was okay. The caretaker is a good man. He can cook quite well too, though Alyssa's cooking would beat it by a mile any day. You both chuckled, and you couldn't help feeling a bit hungry thinking back on the delicious meals Alyssa prepared during your stay. And it was lonely growing up an orphan? Not exactly. I've made some friends in the orphanage too. Since we don't have parents, we treat each other like siblings. We play together, go on field trips, and go to the same school as well. School? Yeah, school. It's a place where young humans learn about the world and how things work. Ah, so just like the academy then. So, anything you wanted to know about our world? Academy is kind of self-explanatory. Magic seems fucking fire, though. Let's talk about magic. Tell me more about magic. Well, magic comes from your own body. Each of us has something called affinities. What, like animals? Different people have different affinities. For example, I have ice affinities. That means that I can control ice and perform ice magic. I can conjure ice, freeze stuff, and slow things down. Whoa, that is so cool. No pun intended, of course. Yeah, I didn't notice that until you pointed it out. Well, I guess it is. But we need a magic crystal to channel our magic. Without it, we won't be able to conjure anything. I want to do magic too. There's no magic back in my world. It's just stuff of fantasy and legends there. Everything works on scientific logic, which seems boring to me. Everything has its good and bad, and magic is no exception. Sure, it might look cool and satisfying to conjure a fireball or to briefly control the gravity of your surroundings, but without proper control, it can very well become an agent of destruction. So, anything you wanted to know more? Oh god, there's more. Magic is all that matters in this. You mentioned a crystal. What is that? It's a special type of mineral that was discovered deep underground. There are two variants of magic crystals. One is for channeling magic. The other one is for generating energy. Technically there is a third type of crystal, but using it is forbidden. Forbidden? Is it dangerous? You could put it that way. From what I know, it contains dark energy. You can use it to control and manipulate other living beings. Sweet! Sign me up! It's very rare, however, and it requires the user to have a potent energy reservoir to be able to use it effectively. So far, only the evil king has been able to use that type of crystal without having any negative effect. So, anything you want to know more? Tell me about this evil king of which you speak. So, I've heard quite a lot about this evil king so far. Who is he exactly? It's hard to say. His true name is unknown to us. Nobody even knows where exactly he came from. He just magically became the evil king. Legends say that he was from a humble village far up north in this land. Once upon a time when the nations lived in peace and harmony. Then everything changed for the worse, and when he rose to power and ruled everything with an iron fist. He transformed everybody in his village into his subject, and then he plotted to do the same with his adversaries. You just said it yourself, man. Dark energy stuffs. Even when many people try to stop him? Indeed, many powerful warriors, brave knights, and wise sages from many factions and nations have faced off against the king, only to meet their unfortunate demise. Even our war against him has lasted for decades by now. And somehow, I would be the one to defeat him and restore peace and balance to this world. He chuckled at the joyful remark, but Max didn't seem to be messing around this time. Yeah, I'm afraid so. This is very cliche. All this plots and stuff, it's kind of cliche a little bit, but you know, I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna go with it. Do we actually know what he looked like too? I'd assume most people don't. Why? Have you seen him before? Actually, kind of, but I'd rather not talk about it again. The thoughts of those nightmares made you shiver a little. Max, on the other hand, went quiet for a moment before his tone grew solemn, and you wondered what was on his mind. 'Twas foretold by the sorceress of yore. Okay, the sorceress of yore. Alright, I have to remember that. When worlds collide and comes forth our salvation, under his blade and might the evil king shall fall, and soon follow suit his undying reign of tyranny. I understand like 2 words from that whole speech. Only then shall freedom come to us all. Whoa. I'm not sure which version of Miss Alyssa told you. But if prophecy is true, then the fate of this lad lies in your hands, Dave. No pressure. Yeah, no pressure whatsoever. Yeah, no pressure indeed. That reminds me, you need to recite that quite a lot if you take those study classes. Oh, geez, really? I surely hope not. But of course. So anything you else wanted to know more? No, fuck your academy. I don't want to know anything about it. You felt like you've learned quite a lot of new stuff just from this conversation. You decided to change the topic and chatted with Max for a while before you felt drowsy again. Sleepy? Max looked at you as a yawn escaped your lips. Yeah. You did get up quite early after all. Get some shut-eye. I'll wake you up when we arrive at the city. Okay, thanks Max. You curled up along the side of the seat using the cushion as a pillow. You remember sleeping on those old buses when you were younger. The carriage wasn't as spacious, but it sure didn't shake as much. And aside from the holes occasionally howling, this was much more comfier. You let your mind wander for a while longer as you slowly drifted to sleep. Day one. Oh, am I gonna see this evil king again? Meh? You grunted, rubbing your eyes for a moment. No response. What on earth? Max! You forced me into my first day of school! I didn't even get to walk in. You looked around yourself, and even under your blurry eyes, something tells you that you weren't on the carriage anymore. You quickly covered your mouth, expecting everyone in the same classroom to have their eyes on you, but they didn't seem to notice. They must be too busy paying attention to whatever the teacher was on about. Was all of this just a dream? You sighed, rubbing your eyes some more just to make sure you weren't seeing things when you noticed the teacher approaching. You recognized him almost instantly. He was the professor that always wore the old trench coat at school. Judging by the numbers on the board, he was probably teaching either math or physics, but for whatever reason his name just eluded you. You forced a smile as the professor stopped before your desk. Even though he was up close, his face seemed a little blurred out. Enjoyed your nap, Mr. Dave? Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I wasn't paying attention at all, sir. He gave you a stern look before eyeing the content on your desk. You know how I deal with students that doze off in my class? But I'll let you off with a warning this time. Only because you've done decently in the last exam. Thanks, sir? You felt like your heart was almost skipped a beat as he gave you a weird look. The finals are just a week away, Mr. Dave. Were I you, I'd stay extra focused. And I'd put away your philosophy books if you please. I'm afraid they won't help you much against these equations. Oh. You heard some scoffing among the other students as the teacher returned to the board. You felt like this couldn't get any more embarrassing. Though they went quiet again as the lesson resumed. You looked at the wall clock, which read 2 in the afternoon. Looks like it's going to be at least a few hours before the session ends. You tried to keep up, but after a moment you just stopped. You could have sworn being half decent at this subject, and yet you couldn't understand a single word beyond that. Nothing in your notebook made sense either. All these numbers, lines, and symbols, almost if all of it was written in some kind of language that you couldn't understand. This is boring. You decide, taking your eyes off the notebook. Maybe you're just having one of those days where nothing made sense. You decided to look outside. It was another sunny day, and the view seemed rather familiar to you. It was the city you grew up in after all. What is that? A purple structure loomed in the distance. It looked like a giant spire, casting a shadow over the entire city. The obsidian spikes, how do you know it's obsidian? Okay. Its obsidian spikes seemed to poke through the surrounding skyscrapers. It looked so out of place, and yet at the same time, you can't shake the feeling you know you've seen it somewhere before. You snapped back to the board as the teacher cleared his throat. You could feel some of your classmates staring at you. This was probably one of the most embarrassing days you've ever had in school. When the lesson resumed, you looked through the windows again. The massive structure was nowhere to be seen. After what felt like an eternity, the school bell finally rang and you left the classroom in a heartbeat. Yeah, I was gonna say, what was that noise that I just heard in my ears? Hey Dave, a familiar voice called to you from behind. Oh, hey, it was your childhood friend. You could recognize his casual wear and his messy hairstyle anywhere. Is it Carl? You remember him well, from all the times you spent together in the past to when he asked for your help for his homework recently. But just like everyone you've met today, his face was rather blurry, and you couldn't, for the life of you, figure out what his name was. What's wrong? Did you pull another all-nighter? He asked, giving your shoulder a light punch. Of course you did. Been reading more of those stuffs on F6, haven't you? What now? Well, I know you would. Binged through several albums there the other day myself. Good stuff. I can show you some later if you wanna. Yeah, maybe not. I don't want to get into trouble being caught asleep in class again. You stole a glance at the elderly professor passing by the stairwell. Oh, him? Relax, Dave. You know how he is. All barks but no bite. What he said made you cringe for some reason. Well, don't you notice anything different about me? Different? He took a good look at you from top to bottom. The only weird thing I see is how much your eyes sag. Maybe get some proper sleep tonight. Okay. You're fine. Don't worry about it. Anyways, I gotta go. Catch you later. Yeah, bye. Oh, this looks just like the place that was in nighttime before. You lagged behind as your friend left. Somehow you felt sad. Perhaps for the first time ever, you felt lost in the same city you've spent most of your life in, as if you didn't belong here to begin with. What's going on? Nobody seems to notice I'm no longer human at all. You thought to yourself as you left the school, taking the first road towards your rented. Maybe it's all for the better. I was never meant to be the hero type after all. Well, at least I can keep this body. Huh, what? Suddenly the next step you took on the sidewalk became a hollow. Oh no, not this again. Before you knew it, you'd already dove deep into the unseen chasm. You struggled and yelled, but soon there was nothing but darkness surrounding you. You feel like you've been falling forever. You could see the same silhouette looming over you. It was laughing hysterically. There was something about it that sent chills down your spine.
Help me!
You screamed from the top of your lungs. You could see its maw growing wider and wider, engulfing your form the further you fell into the abyss. Wake up! What? Wake up, Dave! Max, you saved me from school and the real world. I wanted to see what that thing was gonna say. You shot up from the carriage seat. Max was still taking the rein, and you could hear the wolves howling in the front. We're almost there, just about 10 minutes. You leaned against the cushion for a moment, still feeling disoriented. You look even more tired than before. Bad dream? Max looked at you as you asked. You didn't say anything. Not that you didn't want to, you just didn't even know where to start. Speaking of the city, you've always been curious what it looked like even up close. But you were still too groggy to enjoy the view, so you covered your eyes and waited it out. Alright, here we are. Let's go, Dave. You see Max get off the front seat. Okay. You grabbed your backpack and stepped out of the vehicle, taking a moment to stretch and look around. Whoa! Never mind my grogginess, that is quite the view. That's the view? What is this? What are those? Are those just floating rocks? Welcome to Galantier Gold. You'll be staying here for your time being. At least until you can afford your own place, that is. Max gave you a smile as you followed him into the building. Thank you, Max. Damn, look at all this. You're even more awestruck now that you're inside. The interior reminded you of the medieval inns you've seen in the fantasy books, only with a modern twist. Oh, look at you. Huh? I was just like you when the first time I got here too. Come on, let's get you checked in. Checked in? They've got those here? Max led you to the receptionist? There's a receptionist here too. Oh no. Welcome back, Max. And you are Dave, yes? Yeah, that's me.
You know my name.
Let's see, everything seems to be in order. Please sign here, here, and here. The receptionist handed you a form from one of the boxes in the back. You grabbed the pen and the counter and signed your name as instructed. Writing with your new hand certainly felt different, if not a tad awkward. You still managed to do it after a moment of fiddling. There we go. Alright, you're all set, Dave. Thank you, Mrs. Receptionist. They, okay, they. They gave you the keys. You could see a number etched onto its side. I'm sure you'll be a helpful addition to the Galanteers, unlike those guys that tried to sign up as Plateer. Can you believe that? That's a strange name for a person, but what's wrong with that? That's the name of the old headquarters. Anyway, enjoy your stay in the city. Okay, thanks. You gave the receptionist a courtesy nod and headed back. Max was waiting by a large doorway to the right. All done? Now come along, let me show you around. Yay, tour of the Galanteers Guild. Its shape reminded you of a lighthouse, except it was much taller, if not as tall as the skyscrapers back in your world. This here is the observatory. So I'm guessing they've got like technology, computers and stuff. I thought this was just some medieval crap. No, it looks like they've got technology and stuff too. Maybe not as cliche, but the plot definitely is. People also call it the research tower, and as the name implies, it's the center of research and development on both magic and science. Alright, so definitely some kind of sci-fi shit going on here, but I like it. You followed Max through the archway entrance into the base of the tower. Each floor of the tower is actually dedicated to a specific type of magic or science. Are we mixing in some Harry Potter here now? You stopped to read the sign by the tower entrance. Galantier Observatory. I mean, that's what Max said, so maybe you should try paying attention, Dave. You can't pay attention in real life as you can in your dream. There was an area similar to the reception back at the main building, like a guest lounge of sorts. You could see other guild members resting by the sofas and chatting. Hey, have you heard the news? The situation outside the bar is looking pretty grim. Well, why do you care? We didn't get this break to worry about things we can't deal with. Instead, we'd better finish that assignment soon, or the director will have our hides. Yeah, you're right. School life, Dave. Meanwhile, Max seemed to be explaining to you a bit more about the place. But something about the conversation you overheard just bothered you. Oh, hey Alex. Max called for the Lynx, passing by the lounge. A lynx? Who the fuck is Alex? Does a lynx have that kind of thing on their forehead? What is that all about? Huh, Max. Well, haven't seen you around in a bit. Indeed, how have you been? Same as always. What about you? What are you doing around here? Oh, I'm just showing the new guy around. Max waved at you to come closer. Can I get a choice to not come closer? I'm getting real bad vibes from that guy. Dave, this is Alex, one of our top scientists at the tower. Alex, this is Dave, our new mercenary. Okay, so I'm here to get paid. Alright. Hi Alex, nice to meet you. Great, another sacrificial lamb for the king, I see. The lynx gave you a look of contempt, but still shook your hand in return. Well, nice to meet you too, Dave. Listen, I'd love to keep you two company, but I've got more pressing matters to attend to at the moment. Alex said as he made his way to the elevator beside the spiral stairwell. Alright, bye. I don't care. Jeez, what a nice guy. You rolled your eyes and Max scoffed. Yeah, that's Alex for you. Oh yeah, Dave? Alright, you see Alex poke his head out from the elevator. Yes? Since you're new around here and probably have nothing better to do, why not make yourself useful and come by my lab at the underground levels? A new test subject is always welcomed. I'm good, thanks. The last thing you saw before the door closed was a sly grin which made you a bit uncomfortable. Don't mind him, Dave. He must be in a weird mood today. What do you mean? He doesn't usually joke around like that, but I guess stressful lab work can do that to you once in a while. I'm sure he doesn't mean what he said, though. Max gave you a shoulder pat as you left the tower and headed for back to the main building. Hey, drink some coffee, guys. What a better companion to read than coffee. You may have seen it earlier, but through here is the central hall. It's where classrooms and training rooms are. As you can see, they are closed during the weekends and holidays. You're free to join the program anytime you want during weekdays. So where will I be staying exactly? Oh, the living quarters. You can call it the dormitory. It's at the back of the guild building. Just go through the hallway in the back and it should lead you straight towards the dorm rooms. Look at your keys again in case you forgot what number your room was. Got it. Hey Max, looking good, man. A red dragon approached from Max through the training quarters. Oh, hello. Huh? Oh, hey, Rye. Rye. Rye, bread. Rye, den. You step aside as they greeted each other with a brief side hug. Didn't expect to see you around here at this hour. Where are you going? Oh, Ray. Ray, huh. I don't know what voice should that guy have. You know how it is. Just fetching some of the things for Alex. Oh ho, who is this cute little guy? Cute. You tried to glance away a bit when the red dragon laid his eyes on you. Hi, I'm Dave. Nice to meet you. Duh, well, that's a pleasure getting to know you too, Dave. Ray winked at you as he placed an arm on your shoulder. Let's enjoy a cup of coffee sometime, shall we? I, I'm, yeah, the way he looked at you made you even more flustered. Hey now, leave him be, would you? You know how it is for me, Max. I'm always into them new faces. I know, but keep it to yourself, Rye. You'll just scare off the newbies. Besides, didn't you say you would have some errands to run? Ah, you're right. Well, see you around, Dave. You can feel yourself blushing hard from his flirty tone and winking. And bye, Max. You stayed and frozen in place for a moment, even after Ray had left the central hallway. Come on, Dave, don't fall behind now. Max already took the first corner to the left. Ah, okay, come in. Cafeteria. Oh, food court, sure. We call that a cafeteria in my world. After catching up to him, he led you to a large doorway amid the corridor. You looked at the wooden sign hung beside the door. The honeysuckle. What on earth? Oh my gosh. Yep, that's the official name. Anyways, the place is open from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. Jeez, that's a long time. So you can have your breakfast, lunch, and dinner here. That sounds really neat. You looked around as you followed Max inside. The place immediately reminded you of the school canteen. What did I say? But instead resembled the traditional tavern more, which you found quite cozy. Good day, boys. A bear behind the counter waved at Max. Everybody at this place seems to know him. Ah, Cody, how are you holding up? These guys look like they'd have the same voice, well, except for Ray, because he's a dragon, but these two, Cody? Swell. And where have you been, Max? I actually miss seeing you here every morning. Just spending some time away from the city. I see. Well, now that you're back, what can I get you? The usuals. Nah, thanks. I already had lunch on the way here. Besides, I'm mostly here to show our new guy around. Max nudged you a bit towards the counter. Hi. Well, hello there, Dave. I'm Cody, head of the chef of this humble kitchen. My job here is to make sure everyone at Galantier stays well fed. Yeah, you certainly look the type. After all, no army can fight on an empty stomach. Cody says with a bright smile, lifting a ladle for emphasis. So, if you want to eat something, just give the word and I'll be sure to whip up a proper meal to fill up that belly of yours. You've got competition, Cody. You've got someone named Alyssa who cooks better than you. Yes, sir. You already chuckled. There was something about his speech that really uplifted your spirits. Now that you mention it, maybe a light snack wouldn't hurt. You know the drill, Max. Just take a look at the menu, let me know if there's something that interests you, and I'll set you right up. Does money exist in this world? Will do, Cody. Thanks. Max gave the bear a thumbs up before looking to you. Well, that about wraps our tour for the day. You can stay here and have lunch with me or explore more on your own if you want. I think I'll go to my room first and pack my stuff and maybe rest up for a bit. It's been a long trip, and that last nap was not very pleasant. Oh, well, gotcha. I'll be around here if you need me. See you later, Dave. Okay, bye, Max. Bye, Cody. Bye, Codes and Max. You left the tavern and found your way through the back hallways. This must be it. The music's quite soft, but I think that's probably for the best, as I don't want to get struck by something called copyright. Right of copy! You took a moment to study the diagram next to the block. I think that's how you say it. The dormitory building had 6 floors. 6 floors? Jeez. Had 6 floors, each split into 4 main hallways. Okay, with a meeting point in the middle. That is actually not very different from the college dorm I've seen before. I don't see those often, so. You thought, taking a look at the keys you received as you made your way to the middle stairwell. Based on the number on the inscription, your room was on the 3rd one, on the first left wing of the 5th floor. Alright, that's gonna be tough to remember. You breathed a sigh of relief as you finally got inside your room, and you can see why they had all itch info onto the keys. It's quite easy getting lost just wandering around the dorm, let alone the entire guild building. Hey, this actually looks quite cozy. Oh, there's a double bed for some reason. Y'all seeing this? You got like a double bed. Yeah, that's there for a reason. You put your backpack down and turned on the light. You decided to look around your room right away. To the right of the living room was a sofa and a coffee table with a wall-mounted flat-screen TV on the left. On the left? Where? Okay, this is more sci-fi than I thought. I thought this would be just like medieval magic, no electricity kind of stuff, but there seems to be quite a lot of technology going on around here. I mean, a flat screen TV, who can argue with that? A marble counter separated the living room with the kitchen,
Nani?
in which was rather a large pantry and a set of dining tables. The words describe the room as much larger than the what I'm looking at seems to be. Though the doorway between the kitchen and the living room was the bedroom, okay? There was a king-size bed, okay? There's that for a reason, and a wall-hung wardrobe on the side. The bathroom was on the right of the doorway, which had a small bathtub, sink, shower, small closet stocked with cleaning supplies. This is very fancy for a dorm. You don't say. You thought to yourself as you sat down on the sofa, this room really looked like it belonged to a hotel instead of a school dorm. Man, imagine if school dorms were like that. Come to think of it, so far the guild felt like someone took different buildings in a city and merged them together. Not that you're complaining, the sight was rather mesmerizing, even if the layout could be a bit confusing with all the labyrinth hallways. You decided to start unpacking for about half an hour before throwing yourself onto the bed.
Your king-size bed made fit for a king, not the evil king that you might see in your dreams.
You changed into your shorts and flopped back onto the bed. Too exhausted to do anything else, you fell asleep the moment your head hit the pillow. Man. Okay, show your face, evil king, bitch. Ah, never mind. You woke up after a while. The clock on the nightstand blinked 6:30 p.m. Through the bedroom window, you could vaguely see the sun setting on the horizon. You hopped out of bed feeling quite well rested. The dorm's ambience is not quite as peaceful as Alyssa's cabin, but you have a feeling that you could get used to this. After taking a shower, you dressed up in fresh clothes and left the room. The central hall was mostly still empty. Only the building staff were seen roaming the corridors. According to the direction clock, the corner to your right led to the honeysuckle well, as the one on the left led to the science tower. You already feel quite hungry, but doing some exploring around the guild might also seem fun. Where will you go first? Do I want food or am I hungry for science? Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys what I usually do in scenarios like this. Usually you pick a place and there's probably gonna be a person in one of those places. So what I usually do is I make a save on this, and then I pick one, and then I see, okay, who's on this side? So I go to the tower and I see who's there. Okay, then I load my save again. I go back to the other one. Okay, who's at the honeysuckle? And then I decide who I like more, and then I'll go with that. Let's go to Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, Honeysuckle. I should get something to eat. Can't really explore on an empty stomach. Cody, be right. You followed the directions along the hallways. The tavern was already booming with laughter and singing when you got there. There's a lot of people here. Oh, it's the weekends for sure, of course. Max, Cody. Okay, so Max, Cody. It's probably that Lynx guy, but is anyone else here? You quickly made your way through the back entrance of the main building. Under the street lamps, the grand archway of the tower soon came into view. On the way to the lobby, you noticed two lab people standing by the bulletin board outside. You see Ray waiting by the elevator as you got there. Ah, hey Ray. You waited there. Okay, so Ray. I'm assuming Lynxman is also here. Max or Cody or Ray and Lynxman. What was his name? I think it was Alex. My brain says, guys, who do I like more? I mean, I feel like we've seen enough of Max already, and I do like Cody a certain. He looks fine. But who I am interested to see more about is Ray. I don't really give a crap about that other guy. What's his name again? Alex or something? I'm not too thrilled about Alex. I don't want to be a test subject of any kind. Okay, to the tower, I guess. To the tower! Heyo, Ray. You waved at him as you approached. Oh, hi, Dave. What brings you here? Miss me already? Ray replied back with a wink. Well, I just thought of doing some, sightseeing at that tower. Yeah. Nice save. You muttered, trying to glance away. Sightseeing at the tower? Pfft, sure. Ray scoffed, as it made you all the more flustered. Well, where are you going, actually? Ah, I'm bringing dinner for Alex. Alexa, you require dinner. He said, showing you the lunchbox in his plastic bag. You probably knew this already, but he's not really the social type. He's always staying in the lab, burying himself with paperwork. So you could say I'm kind of like his personal delivery guy. Oh, weren't you running errands for him too? Yeah, you would be correct. Sometimes it's that. Other times it's just out to fetch a meal or two. That sounds like a hassle. I guess. I mean, someone has to stay at the lab to oversee the projects. And I don't mind going outside a lot, unlike Mr. Shut-In. You chuckled a little bit at that last. We've been friends for a while too, so that helps. I see. What is that sound? That sounds like a cafe. No, not a cafeteria. It sounds like a shopping mall where you just like walk in through the front door and you got like a new customer or something. The sound left you a bit startled as the elevator door opened before you. Well, wanna tag along, Dave? Ray said as he stepped inside. You followed in suit. Yeah, for you, sure. For you, I'll definitely go. But for Mr. Alexa, I'm gonna call him Alexa from now on. No. Oh, sure. It's not like I have better things to do anyway. Figures. You look pretty lost on your own, you know that. The dragon reached for the B25 button and the lift descending into hell. You took a brief moment to study the panel. It would seem the tower had 40 floors.
And 25 underground.
And we're going all the way to the bottom. You kind of wondered why Alex preferred to stay deep below ground most of the time. So, a little bird told me you're the prophesized hero, yes? Ray spoke up again, and you could feel him eyeing you up and down for a moment. Pretty cute for one, if I'm gonna be honest. Oh my word. Thanks, I guess. I still don't really know if I can be a proper hero or not. You're still pretty new around here, so I see what you mean, but you've definitely got potential. Potential? What makes you say that? So maybe with enough training and the right mindset, you can definitely put up a fight like a true hero. Ray gave you a thumbs up as he said, hey, there you go. And before you know it, everyone in town will swoon over you like an idol, begging you to marry them. Well, I don't know about that. I was pretty average and unpopular back in my world. So that's so. It's a shame. You're a lovely guy, Dave. If we knew each other back in your world, I wouldn't hesitate to ask you out. Aww. Ray gave you a casual smile as you tried to look away again. You wondered how he could say those things so nonchalantly. It was very flattering, though. You felt your tail flicking rapidly from the embarrassment. The elevator finally came to a halt. I've entered the shopping mall again, hence your laboratory. You arrived at the floor B25th Magic Crystal Research Center.
A female synthetic voice? I told you guys, I told you. It's definitely Alexa.
Come this way. Alright, follow me to lead the way, handsome. Okay, what is all this? Ray said, heading straight along the main hall. He made sure to follow closely. I mean, how can you lose a red dragon like this when all you see is blue and white? So far, our underground hallway looked quite like the one in the dormitory, only much less colorful and lively. The only thing that stood out among the white walls are the metallic doors and the small air vents near the ground and on the ceiling. Ray stopped at the room at the end of the corridor. The sign beside the door read, Crystal Energy R&D. Whoa, all of this looks very futuristic. That's weird because I thought this was going to be like, as I've said it before, but I thought it was going to be like medieval, no technology kind of era type stuff. And it seems to be like more sci-fi involved. And I'm not gonna lie, I do like that. I was kind of thinking that it was a little bit too predictable with like the setting of all this, but now it kind of isn't. Like it kind of like proved me wrong a little bit. So you haven't seen the half of it. You heard a small beeping as Ray tapped away at the keypad next to the door, before placing his head at what looked like an eye scanner. Welcome, Raymond. I need to say that in some kind of Alexa type voice. Welcome, Raymond. I probably could have done that way better. Another synthetic voice greeted him as the door slid aside. I'm more interested about the voice than your full name, Ray. Wait, your name is not... Yeah, I get that a lot, but that's how my friends always called me. Now come on in. Ray winked at you as he entered the lab. You followed him inside. The lab turned out to be quite spacious. The first thing that caught your eye were the shelves in the back, lined up with all sorts of material boxes and containers that you didn't recognize. Scattered along the rows of the counters in the front were trays of wires, gear, and specialized tools. Hey, Alex, I'm back with some food. You could see the Lynx busy tinkering with something at the workbench in the right corner. Beside him was a whiteboard attached with a blueprint of some kind of contraption. It looked like typical stuff you would see in those sci-fi movies. What am I... This game is kind of like just eventually, you know... I call it out and it's either proving me wrong or it's just agreeing with me. Oh good, just put it over there. Alex pointed to the counters without even looking away. Sure, like up here? The dragon walked over and placed the lunchbox on top of his head, which somehow stayed as the lynx turned around with an unamused look on his face. Hell yeah. Very funny, Rye. Don't you have anything better to do than just loitering around as always? The lynx didn't seem to notice you so far. Yeah, 'cause he's such a killjoy. Look at him winking. How could you say no? He's just trying to have fun. You're right. In that case, I could do you if you want instead. Ray put the lunchbox aside and Alex looked rather shocked. What do you mean by that? Pretty sure you know exactly what I meant. Rye! Guys, don't do this, please. We need to keep this as PG as possible. Ray scooted even closer to him. You thought Alex couldn't get any more red than that, and he was actually the only one flustered and panicking. You really wondered how Ray could say such things so casually. I could help you. I could help you release the exhaust pipes of this particle gun. Ooh, some particle gun. He reached for the gun behind the lynx and moved it along to a different workbench. And like you, Alex stayed frozen in place for a bit before he could even process what was going on. What? Rye, hey! Put the gun back here. I am not done swapping out the parts yet. Alex bolted from the station after Ray. His face was even redder up close. You! What are you doing here in my lab? That guy. You can blame him for that one. You took a step back from the front counter as the lynx yelled at you. You tried to sort out your thoughts while he stared you down. I was just wandering around and Rye asked me to come with him down to the labs. You, what? What? How dare you? Alex snapped over to the dragon and you quickly wiped the sweat off your forehead. Rye, what did I say about bringing people to my private space? What? I don't give a shit. Come on, Alexa. I'm not gonna apologize to him. Fuck you. Ray friendship +5, confident +2. Yeah. Well, I've been in even bigger private areas before. Oh no. You said noticing Ray was already smoking at you. Alex seemed a tad flustered as you looked at him. Well, wait, I didn't mean it like that. I mean a real private spot. Like similar ones before yours. You haphazardly tried to correct yourself and the dragon burst into laughter. Right? Hell yeah, Raymond. No. The lynx screamed, his face turned beet red. What kind of jokes did you teach him? What? Why me? Stop shaking me. I didn't do anything, I swear. I'm loving this. This is teasing at its finest. Ray was still dying from laughter. Well, the smaller lynx tried to budge the massive dragon, but to no avail. I really like your sense of humor, Dave. We should definitely hang out sometimes. I agree. I agree. Not with him, he's boring. Maybe I could teach you a thing or two about fighting. Help you become the hero as prophesied. Oh my word, that would be great. Wait, prophesized hero? Really? Alex eyed you up and down again. So he's from another world. Well, at least that's what Max told me. His lady friend found Dave here in the forest with traces from dimensional magic found all over his body. How curious. No, I know, I know that face, and the answer is no. You could see a brief glint of Alex's eyes, and you felt a little concerned. Well then, I suppose you can stay and help around. Do tell me more about this homeworld of yours, if you will. Well, thank you, Alex. I'll be sure to pull my weight around here. As you should. Oh, wrong voice. Okay. And while you're at it, you could also help me run some errands for Alex as well. Yes. Alex, Ray is by far my favorite character. He's so fun. I could use some company, and it gets lonely pretty quick in and out of the field. And I could use a body warmer and a cold night. Oh no. Ray gave you a shoulder pat and a wink. Sure, I'll see what I can do. Well, I will let you know if I require your assistance, but I suggest that you go for now. I'm still working on an important project and I can't concentrate with too much interference, if you will. Got it. Well, I'll see you guys later then. You waved them goodbye as you left the lab. Only Ray returned the gesture, however, Alex gave you a dismissive wave as he returned attention to the contraption at his station. You're not leaving too, Ray? Come on. You took the elevator back to the ground floor and left the tower. Oh, I miss him already. Ray is so fun. Oh, okay, so it didn't matter in the end. What voice did I have for you? I forgot. I can't wait. What have you two been doing? Oh, we've just been catching up. Max told me you're the hero from the prophecy, eh? Hero in training, Cody. Hero in training. Max said amid his chuckling, taking a sip from his mug. Right, and you're still eating, Max? You took a seat next to him. Just trying to have a light meal after the main course. Max said as he took a bite of what looked like a crispy wonton. That looks good. You could feel your stomach grumbling just at the sight of it. I probably should order something. What's on the menu tonight? Oh, a lot of things. Kodiak can cook basically anything ingredients that come to mind. Borax, drill, heck, even the Fugita fish. Max said, giving a thumbs up at Cody. Hey, there you go. To which the bear chuckled. Ah, you've been speaking too highly of me, Max. I still can't beat that lady friend of yours, though. Ha, that's what I said. Alyssa? Well, I'm afraid you still have a long way to go, Cody. Her cooking is something else. Almost like she's been using some kind of food magic. The more you eat, the tastier it becomes. True that. I kinda miss her cooking already. You decided to take a look at the menu sign above the bear. A lot of dishes seem to be made from the local animal creatures called beasts. You still don't quite recognize a lot of their names, let alone knowing what they even look or taste like. From what you've seen and heard, the beasts are quite similar to certain animals and common livestock in your world, while the rest are a mix and match or just completely alien. Oh no. The flora and fauna in this world is still a confusing topic to you. And you couldn't make up your mind on what to have for dinner. Maybe I should just go for a random one on the list. You were about to speak up, but seeing how Max and Cody were still chatting away rather heartedly, you decided to wait for now. Instead of the commotion at the nearby tables caught your eyes for a bit. Dave? Hey now, please don't starve yourself trying to go through the entire menu. Oh, right. Well, do you have any recommendations then? All of this is making even hungrier. Hang in there, Dave. If choosing is hard, you could always go for the usuals. Buffalo steak, medium rare. Max gave you a shoulder pat, his eyes gleaming at the loss. Ha! You and your steak. Well, you can always certainly go for that. Or you could also try the chef's special. Chef's special? What's that? You asked, and Cody suddenly leaned across the counter closer to your face. It's a secret you have to find out on your own. He whispered with a wig. Ah, I see. You blushed a bit at the gesture, pretending to read the menu as you hesitated for a moment. So what will it be? What should I choose? I don't know. What the fuck? I don't know, Max. Steak does sound pretty good, but if I'm to take a recommendation from a chef, that would be pretty cool. Okay, chef special. What the fuck not? Cody love +1, Cody friendship +2. I guess I'll have the chef special. Ha ha ha! Excellent choice. You won't regret it. Huh, well, good luck, Dave. Psst. Hey, don't ruin the surprise. Cody briefly leered at the Malamute. Anyhow, I'll be right back. I've got pretty much almost the same voices for those two. They look very similar in terms of what voice they'd have. No, my coffee's out, guys. Maybe I should have a chef's special. On the counter, you could vaguely see Cody preparing the meal in the kitchen area further in. Even from what little you've glimpsed, you could tell the bear was not messing around when he called himself the head chef. The sizzling in the kitchen clashed out with the hectic ambience of the tavern, and soon enough an enticing remember of a delicious meal permitted the bar. Cody returned with the dish after a few minutes, and your mouth was already watering from anticipation. The bear placed a plate before you, and when you heard more hollering from one of the crowds on the other side. Ah, excuse me. Looks like I have other patrons to attend to. I'll be right back. Enjoy your meal. It smells delicious. You licked your lips at the thought. Easy now, Dave. The food turned out to be a vegetable stir-fry mix with several chunks of meat? You couldn't tell what it was, but it smelled sweet and sour at the same time, and it felt squishy when you poked at it with your fork. The vegetables consisted of broccoli, carrots, and mushrooms, things you were already quite familiar with. There were also bits and pieces of what looked like some green octopus tentacles. Okay, chef special, cool. It wriggled a bit when poked, which made you gag. You managed to hold it in, however, since you did not want to be rude, you were always taught not to waste any meals given to you after all. Well, done admiring the food, better eat up before it gets cold. What are you still doing here? Go away. Max said, and you felt a little pressure. You decided to take in a spoonful of the strange dish. The initial taste immediately sent chills down your spine. You shivered, struggling to chew properly at how gritty it was. It was sweet, salty, and faintly metallic flavor to it. You can still feel tentacles wriggling against your... The mysterious meat had a very strange texture to it. It looked squishy, but it was rather crunchy to chew on. The combination of textures and flavors was very bizarre, and you couldn't bring yourself to swallow no matter how hard you tried. You could still feel bits and pieces of food wriggling as you managed to wash it down with water. So, what's the verdict, Dave? Go away! That's the verdict. Fuck right off. You looked at the Malamute who was smiling. You had a feeling he knew about this all along. Yeah, it's good. You nodded up and down, trying to keep a straight face while holding yourself from shivering too much. You scooped another spoonful portion to get it over with. After many struggles and quite a few glasses of water, you managed to finish the meal as long last. Well, I'll be. You actually ate up the whole thing. Now that's impressive. I'm the prophesized hero, bitch. I can finish some meal. Max chuckled heartily and gave you a pat on the back. Thanks. Max friendship +2, confidence +1, and endurance. Okay. If eating a disgusting meal gives me 1 point of endurance, who am I to say no? I don't know why, but something tells me you're enjoying this a lot. You looked at Max suspiciously and he only laughed. You sat still for a moment at least until the gurgling in your stomach has died down. Eventually, you looked around a little bit more and realizing Cody has been eyeing you this whole time. Hi, I ate your dish. It's very impressive. You chatted with Max for a while until Cody finally returned. Welcome back, Max said, lifting probably an empty mug to greet the bear. Haha, well then, how did you enjoy the meal, Dave? Yeah, it was great, or decent at least. You briefly glared at Max as he snickered. Fuck you. I see. I hope I didn't spoil anything too soon, Max. You did make it through the whole thing, so no harm done after all. Indeed. I'm glad to see my cooking hasn't failed to deliver. Cody gave you another wink to which you forced a smile. In fact, considering it on the house, a welcoming gift to our rookie here, yes? You rolled your eyes a bit as they laughed. You kind of wondered how someone would even be willing to pay for that bizarre meal. And sorry for not keeping you company, boys. Things really have gotten a bit hectic on one of the waiters since one of the waiters left. What about your other waiter? Oh, he's taking the day off. He said he had some important events to attend to. The bear sighed. I could really use an extra set of hands around here. Cody then looked at you. Hey, maybe you can help me in between your training, Dave. What do you say? I don't know, Cody. There's still a lot for him to catch on in order to become a proper mercenary. A mercenary makes money, right? I'm here to do jobs for money then. Like Aki from Hellish. Oopsie, I accidentally knocked my desk. Aki from Hellish Journey was a mercenary, so he literally killed people for money, so. But it's totally up to you, Dave. We can still trade once in a while if you decided to help our chef here. Well, I guess I'll give it some thoughts later. I gotta go now, though. Oh, where are you going? I think I'll go for a stroll outside. Maybe even look around some more. I'm too stuffed to sleep anyway. I see. Be careful then. Well, I better get going. Thanks again for the food, Cody. You waved them goodbye as you squeezed your way back up the tavern. Oh, look, I'm already upstairs. I would love to help you, but the person who I want to spend time with more is Ray. That guy he is super fun. You ended up wandering the dormitory halls for a while, and at the end of each floor was a small balcony. You leaned against the railing, admiring the view ahead of you. Stars and constellations of various shapes and sizes dotted in the vast night sky. Oh, it's evening. It was simply breathtaking. Perhaps this world did not suffer from light pollution, at least not yet. You were enjoying the calming night ambience when you heard some people talking on the balcony above. You stayed there for a moment longer before going back to your room. Yay. Okay, it's definitely evening. After changing into your undergarments and going through your nightly routines, you threw yourself against the bed. You sighed to yourself. The prospect of being a hero and being the supposed savior of this land was a lot to take in. An even bigger responsibility that you had to bear. Nice, I see what you did there. But that's not the bear we were looking for. Though, for what it's worth, you felt like you could be ready for whatever challenges lie ahead. But not until after a good night's rest. You eventually dozed off after letting your mind wander back to the events throughout the day. The clock alarm slowly pulled you from your sleep as you stuffed your head beneath the pillow. Just 5 more minutes, Alyssa, I promise. Alyssa? Alright, I'm at the door now. You groggily forced your eyes open and took a look at the nightstand, where the clock said 5 a.m. Alright, I'm up now. You stumbled towards the bathroom, switching off your alarm. Okay, I'm assuming this is going to be the next day, so I am going to leave this episode here, guys. So, I didn't think that I was going to do another part on this VN, but I thought that this plot, this kind of plot and this kind of setting was very, very predictable. But then it turned out to be a lot more sci-fi than I thought. And then I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. I like that. Met some of the characters which turned out to be fun. My favorite is so far Ray. That guy is so fun. I like teasing funny characters like that. So will I do another part of this? Yeah. I don't see why not, because I was kind of, as I said, I was kind of thinking this was way too predictable, and then it turned out not to be what I thought it was. So that's nice, and I do like that. So maybe it can surprise me even further, who knows. So sure, I'll do a part 3 of this. I don't see why not. You guys did seem to watch part 1 a bunch, and so, yeah. Yeah, when that comes out, I'm definitely going to be recording that. And I'll try to squeeze in some Jedi Survivor and another part of this. Part 3 of this will most likely come along with another part of Jedi Survivor, and then soon another part for Haruki's route. So, if you guys like the video, there's a like button down there just waiting for you to press it. And if you enjoy my content and you find yourself coming back for more, just please consider subscribing. It really helps keep me motivated, and I do really like it when I see likes, subscriptions, and views, and even comments, even though if it's just 1 or 2, it really does mean the world to me that my content's actually being watched and there's people actually enjoying it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the gist of it. And as always, I'll see you friendos in the next video. Bye bye!